Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Cook With Me video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Christy. I'm currently following the WW Blue program, but on my channel I provide points for all three programs and I also share calories as well. However, with that being said, you don't need to be on any type of weight loss program to get tips and ideas from my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to bring you along as we cook loaded cauliflower casserole. I've made this before. It is a recipe I found off the Eating Well website that I made some adjustments to kind of bring down the points and calories. This casserole is so good. You could easily make this in place of like a potato casserole or something. I'm going to be making a double portion of this. We're having a baby shower / food day at work tomorrow. So this is what I'm going to be bringing for my dish to pass. So let me show you how easy this is to make. If you don't like cauliflower, please just try this recipe. It is so good. It completely changes, when you roast cauliflower, it really changes the flavor of the cauliflower. And then when you load it up with cheese and sour cream and things like that, it really tastes real good. So this is a recipe I got from eatingwell.com. This one is a little bit different. I'm going to be making a few changes. So it calls for 3 slices of bacon. I'm just going to use some bacon bits. And then 1 1/4 cups of cheese. I cut that down to 1 cup. Also, it calls for 4 scallions, but I use 6. So the points on this ends up being 3 points on all programs and then about 147 calories. What I'm doing is doubling the portion. So I'm using a big, this is like an 11 by 15. Normally you would just use a 9 by 13 pan and spray it with cooking spray, or like the recipe says, if you use the bacon, you can use the bacon fat, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just using cooking spray. So since I'm doing a double portion, I'm using this big pan. So I have already washed my cauliflower. I have 2 heads of cauliflower here. So I'm just going to put it down in the bottom of the baking dish and just kind of break it apart into pieces. So if you're just making a single one with the 9 by 13, then you would just want 1 head of cauliflower. So just keep in mind that I'm going to be doubling the portions. Also, I have my oven preheated to 425 degrees. All right, so as you can see, that is a lot of cauliflower. I think those heads were really big. So when I made this before in a 9 by 13, I used 1 head of cauliflower. It barely covered the bottom. It was just enough to cover the bottom without them overlapping. So I'm gonna have to roast this for a lot longer than it calls for, and I'm gonna have to keep stirring it around. So I really probably should have used 2 9 by 13s, but they're already in here, so I'll see how it comes out. So I'm gonna get this in the oven, and I'm gonna be, like I said, for me, I'm gonna have to probably stir it around a couple times. But if you're just using the single portion, the 1 head of cauliflower with a 9 by 13, just probably halfway through, kind of mix it around. So one thing I'm doing is just giving it a little spritz with some olive oil. And usually what I do is just count an extra point. Usually at the end of the day, I always add an extra point or 2 for olive oil that I've used. Now I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. Okay, and that is going in the oven. The recipe calls for 35 minutes, but that's just for the single layer. So I know mine's gonna take a little bit longer. Okay, so now I have my 2 cups of cheese measured out, and I'm just gonna cut the scallions up now. These scallions need to get used up. This is all I had left, and they are on their way out. Okay, so now just set that aside. The next thing we're gonna do is take a bowl, and the recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of sour cream. I'm using this light sour cream. So to double mine, I'm gonna be using 1 1/3 cups. All right, I thought I had enough in that one, but I don't. So it's a good thing I have some more. Okay, then it says to mix with half of the green onion and all of the cheese, but I'm gonna save some of the cheese to put on the top. And then just mix that up. All right, so that's it. Now we're just gonna wait for the cauliflower to get done and I'll show you how we put it together. And just in case I didn't tell you, this is reduced fat cheese. Okay, so I just took it out. That's what it looks like roasted. So good. I like it to be just kind of golden on the top. So if you don't want it that roasted, you definitely don't have to do it that much. But I really like it like that. All right, then just stir it up a little bit. So now we're gonna take the cheese and sour cream mixture and just stir that right into it. Okay, after that's all mixed together, now just top it with the rest of the cheese. So if you're doing this in a 9 by 13 inch pan, it's gonna make 6 servings. So this is actually gonna make 12. All right, that's going back in the oven for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then when it comes out, I'm gonna top it with the rest of the green onion and 4 tablespoons of bacon bits. So remember, if you're using a 9 by 13 inch pan, you just need 2 tablespoons. Okay, so now just add the rest of the green onion and the bacon bits. And that is what it looks like. It is so good. Because I'm taking this to work, I'm not gonna cut into it. I'm gonna pop a picture up and show you what it looks like on a plate. It is so good. So again, if you don't like cauliflower, I encourage you to try this. Roasted cauliflower, even by itself, is so good, but then mixed with all this, it's so good. So let me know in the comments if you end up trying this, especially if you're somebody who does not like cauliflower. I'm curious to see if you like it or not. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you in my next video. I'm Christy, and I'm planning us healthy.
If only you could see. Don't you know that you're beautiful?